Welcome to this 1 hour Vinyasa flow. This is for a Deja Vu class held at Central Wellness. This one ran in February 2024. Start by lying on your back. Knees can be bent or legs can be lying flat on the mat. And just take a moment to observe your natural breath, how it is in this moment without changing it. Start to settle in and feel your back pressing into the mat. Take this moment to tune in to how you're feeling. Place the left hand on the tummy, right hand on the heart, and we'll practice the yogic breath. On an inhale, breathe deeply into the tummy. Then breathe into the ribs and the top of the chest, filling up on your inhale, and exhale from the top of the chest, the ribs, and then exhaling finally from the tummy. Feel like a wave of breath coming in and coming out. Inhale into your tummy, then fill up the ribs and the top of the chest, and then exhale from the top of the chest and the ribs. And finally the tummy. Take one more at your own speed. When you've finished your practice there, gently draw the knees towards the chest, but keep the legs a little bit further apart from one another so you've got some space to rotate your feet. Moving them one way in big circles for the ankles, and go the other way. Just waking up the joint. Let the left leg lie flat on the mat, toes point up. Keep the right knee drawn in towards the chest. Give it a little squeeze. Then on an inhale, extend it so the foot points towards the ceiling, the sole of the foot as if it can press up to the sky. Stretching your hamstrings. Interlace your fingers on the hamstrings. Exhale, gently take the foot and the whole leg out towards the right, opening up. Be careful not to let the hip of the left leg pop up, so only go as far as you are in control of that. Gently inhale, bring the leg up through center. Exhaling, swap it over so the left hand can support it and twist over to the left. Your right arm can come out to the side so that it helps to balance you. Gentle breathing in your twist. Early stretching. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release that foot, let it lie next to the other one. Draw the left knee in towards you, squeeze it. Tune into your hips, how tight they feel or loose. Inhale, stretch the foot up to the ceiling, holding on the hamstrings with your hands. Take a nice deep breath here to stretch out the back of the leg. On an exhale, open out towards the left, letting the leg open to the side. Support it with your left hand, round about on the calf if you can reach there. And just let the breath warm up the muscles. Inhale through center. Exhale, take the leg over to your right side. Little twist here. And let your left hand come out to the side. Bend your knee and inhale back through center. Draw both knees in for happy baby, holding on to the outside edge of the foot. Arms reach through the middle of the legs, so the knees are on the outsides of your elbows. You can roll side to side, play with your feet however you want to. Keep your breath flowing. And then take the hands to the back of the hamstrings and rock yourself back and forth, up and down the spine, massaging the back. If you're comfortable to, come all the way up and transition into sitting on your heels. Your feet can be flat or they can be tucked in lightning bolt. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, and then start to turn the head to the left, then through center and to the right, then back through center and to the left, just rotating back to the right and back through to the left, back to the right and back to neutral. Inhale, take the head back towards the sky, just as comfortable as it is for your neck. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the chin towards the chest. Take a nice deep breath here, stretching out into the upper back with the lungs, top of the neck. Just enjoy the stretch here, releasing any tension that you find. Inhale, bring the head up to neutral, and then dropping the head, chin over to the right shoulder, drop it over the chest towards the left shoulder, and then move back to right shoulder. Always keeping the head in front of you. Use it like a dead weight to stretch out the back and the back sides of the neck. Move nice and gradually so you have time to find anything that's going to be uncomfortable. Just let the breath flow. And then releasing that practice, take the hands to the mat, take them a little bit in front of you and stretch back for an extended child's pose, putting the bum towards the heels. Tent the hands so the fingertips press into the mat, but the wrists and forearms are lifted away. Feel your shoulders waking up, active. Nice deep breathing. Take the hands off towards the right side, lift the hips a little bit and shuffle them over to the left. Feeling a nice stretch through the side of the body. Diagonal, extended child's pose. Let the breath do all the work, stretching out the ribs in the upper back. Inhale through center. Exhale, take them off to the left, shuffling hips over to the right heel. Just finding what stretch you enjoy here through the back and to the hip. Inhale, bring the hands through center, spread the fingers wide. Inhale to come on up, tuck the tails, exhale into downward dog, your first downward dog of the day. So bicycle your legs, bring some movement in, rotate the ankles, do any little adjustments that you know your body likes in its first downward dog. Take the mind through the joints. Have a check-in with yourself. Inhale, drift forwards to plank. Your knees can be up or down. Try and think about how strong your back and core is feeling today, gazing at the mat with a nice long spine. Shift your weight forwards and exhale. Lower yourself all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes. Peel your head, shoulders, upper chest off the mat for a low cobra. Stay long through the spine, so a nice long neck. Draw the elbows back towards the heels. Finding how strong your back feels today. Just checking in. Release the pose, tuck your toes, and lift yourself back up into downward dog. Stretch back once more. Start to walk towards the front of the mat, moving as slowly as you like. Stay dangling at the front there. Release the head, let it be a dead weight. Nod the head for yes, and shake the head for no. Loosening through the neck. You can soften your knees as much as you like. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to practice a standing cat-cow. So bend as if you're going to sit back into chair pose. Inhale, drop the tummy to the mat. Exhale to round, drawing navel in. Inhale, fill up with air, dropping the tummy to the ground. Exhale, round the back like an angry cat, drawing navel up to the spine. Inhale, nice deep breath. Exhale to rounds. Really pushing away from the ground with the navel up to the spine. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, interlace the fingers and turn them to the sky, and turn to your right, leaving the hips facing forwards as much as possible. Inhale through center. Exhale, turn to your left. Try and increase the left hip drawing forwards. Inhale through center. Exhale, slowly release the arms to the sides. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Exhale, side bending over to your right. Option to take the left foot behind the right foot. For a deeper stretch through the hips. Inhale through center. Switch the grasp over to the other hand and take your side bend over to the left. And if it's comfortable, take the right foot behind the left, feeling the side bend through the hips. Inhale through center. Exhale, arms slowly to the side. Feet are hips width apart, but turn your toes out. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, sink down into Malasana. Hands at prayer, heart center. You can push your elbows into your inner thigh. If your heels are lifted in Malasana, don't worry, just keep your blocks handy. Place them under the heel to lift so that you've got some support. If there's only a little gap, you can roll the mat a few times to support the heel. We're going to twist in our Malasana pose. So you can inhale, lift the arm up, left arm up to the sky. Right hand can come to the right, and if it's comfortable, you can wrap it around the leg, but if that's not comfortable, you can just twist with the torso, leave the arms where it's good for you. With the left arm can come to the lower back. Inhale, come through center, get a nice long spine again. Nice and tall through the crown of the head. And then inhale, reach up with the right hand, and exhale to twist a little bit more. You can take that right hand to your lower back. Left hand can reach in front and over towards the left foot a little bit just to twist. Or if you're comfortable to take the bound version, then do. Just checking in with the body, how it feels today. Inhale, come back through center. Release the hands to the mat. And straighten the legs a little bit, put a little bend in the knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, soften your knees. Inhale all the way up. Standing at the front of the mat, grounding down through both feet. Inhale, arms sweep nice and high. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Draw the navel in at the end of the exhale. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips to come forwards, release the head. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back, knee drops to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin lower for Ashtangasana. Inhale for low cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, move into downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forwards, drop the left knee down. Inhale, arms reach for low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the left toes and step forwards to the front. Start your inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This is Surya Namaskar, but I bet you know that. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, hinge at your hips to come forwards. Release the head. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, left foot steps back, drop the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back into downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees lower, chest to chin. Inhale, low cobra. I got confused. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts nice and high. Exhaling, step it forwards, drop the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the back toes and step forwards. Start your inhale, soften the knees, inhale, reach top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pausing at the front of your mat, inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back into downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forwards, drop left knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping forwards. Soften the knees, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. It's a little bit quicker on the second one through. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, left leg steps back, drop the knee. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back, downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, arms reach, nice and tall. Exhale, plant the hands, step forwards. Soften your knees, inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment to pause into Tadasana. Ground down through your feet. Listen to your body. Sense how that feels. 2 sun salutations. Press through your feet. Inhale to rise. Exhale, find chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, right foot steps back. Arms reach for high lunge. And floating forwards, arms sweep towards the hips. Inhale, reach them nice and high. Exhale, right hand drops to the mat. Left hand lifts for a runner's twist. Reach up through the left hand nice and high to the ceiling. Push into the mat with the right hand, but keep weight in the legs. Exhale, bring the left hand down, sweep the left leg up and nice and high in 3-legged dog. Bring it through towards the nose and then drop it to the mat. Right leg is going to lift away and extend it behind you. Left arm is going to reach in front of you. Stretch between the foot and the hand. Lots of length through the body. On an exhale, take the hand back to find that right foot. If you can't find it, don't worry. The intention is just as good. Little back bend here if you have the foot, stretching the quad. Gently release the hand to the mat. Take the right foot towards the end of the mat. Turn to your side for a supported side plank. You can kickstand your left leg out. Reach up through your right hand to the sky. And lifting the right leg away from the mat for a sort of supported half moon. Nice and strong. Keep the right foot flexed. Lower it to the mat. And now let's see if we can lift the left leg and send it through in front of us. There's a variation of Wild Thing. Coming back round, option to take a vinyasa or go to downward dog. Wherever you are with your practice, you read your own body, stretching back. Take a few breaths here and tune in to how you're feeling. If you want to take a child's pose, you always can. Just come and go from the practice. Listen to how things are going. At the end of the next exhale, look between the hands and step towards the front of the mat. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale to fold. Soften your knees and inhale all the way up to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Ground down through your feet. Take a pause at the front here. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhale, sit into a chair pose. Inhale slightly. Hands to heart. Stepping back with the left foot for high lunge. Inhale to reach up nice and tall with the arms. Exhale, flow forwards, taking the arms down to the ground, up towards beyond the hips, and then inhale, reach them up again. Exhale, left hand comes to the mat, right hand reaches up to the sky. Runner's twist. Keep lots of pressure through every contact point to the mat. Exhaling, lower right hand to the mat and sweep the right foot up and behind for a three-legged dog. Draw the knee towards the nose, hover and then place it down on the mat. Find a little bit of a table pose here. Extend the left leg behind you. Right arm reaches in front and stretch. Pulling the hand away from the body and the foot away. Nice and long. Try and take the right hand back to find the left foot. If you find it, pull the foot away from the body, pushing it into the hand, stretching your quad. Be mindful of the back bend you're creating here. Release the hand, release the foot to the mat. Raise a little bit so you can twist to turn for a supported side plank, leaving the left foot long and pressing into the mat. Stretch through your hip as your left hand reaches nice and high. Lifting the left leg away from the mat. Try and get a straight line between the ankle, the hip, and the shoulders. Lower the foot back to the mat. Press into it to free the right leg and extend that foot in front of you for a sort of wild thing variation. Still reaching up through your top left hand. Turn it back round. Take a vinyasa or go to downward dog or even take a child's pose. It's up to you. If you're in downward dog, take a few breaths here. See if you can even out your inhales and your exhales. When they begin to even, you will hopefully have reset. Downward dog can become that pose for you, a place where you gather. Next exhale, look between the hands and step towards the front of the mat. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale to fold. Soften your knees and inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming to the sideways portion. Coming to the side, step back with your right foot to find warrior two. Add your arms and gaze over your front fingers. Try and stay tall through the body. Exhale to reverse your warrior, taking your left arm up and over. Come back through warrior two, transition to side angle, taking your left forearm to the left knee. Right hand reaches up nice and tall. Gaze at the hand if it's comfortable on the neck to do so. Imagine a long line of energy from the inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior and straighten your front leg for a reverse triangle. Inhale to triangle, reach forwards and exhale to extend it, tipping over Left arm reaches to the mat, right hand reaches up, and then turn your palm to face the back of the room and lower it to your lower back. Try and peel your shoulder open, the right shoulder open to the sky. Imagine you're going to twist to face the ceiling. Soften the front knee. Inhale to rise, warrior two. And stepping forwards a little bit, find a block at the front of the mat and come into half moon. Raising the right leg away from the mat. Flex the ankle. Right hand can stay on the hip or it can reach up nice and tall. Try and gaze straight ahead, but if you're looking at the ground to steady yourself, that's okay. Slowly lower back down to warrior two. Windmill the arms. You can take a vinyasa or you can go into downward dog. Your choice. Take a few breaths in downward dog. Check in with your breath. Even inhales and even exhales. At the end of the next exhale, look between the hands and step forwards to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale to fold. Soften your knees. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Sending the left foot back, leaving the right foot at the front of the mat. Find warrior two. Inhale, add your arms. Gazing over the right hand. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your front right hip. Knee wants to be over the ankle or a little bit behind it. Exhale, reversing, taking the right arm up and over, stretching the side body. Inhale to warrior two, exhale for side angle. You've got the option to take the hand forwards over the top of the head. I didn't do it on the other side because I have a dodgy right shoulder. But you can always just keep it straight up to the sky as well. Inhale for warrior two. Exhale to reverse it and straighten that front leg for reverse triangle. Inhale for triangle, reach forwards. And exhale, tipping over for extended triangle. You can sweep the arm forwards and then back up, turning the palm of the hand to the back of the room. Exhale, lower it to the lower back, peeling your left shoulder open to face the ceiling. Just try and find as much space as you can across the collarbones. Look towards the mat, soften your knee, inhale to warrior two. Take a few little steps or shuffles forwards to shorten the stance before you lift that back leg up to find warrior two. Try and extend through the foot and through the reaching hand to the sky. And set the block beneath the shoulder so that you do have support. Slowly lowering back down. Windmill the arms down, framing the front foot, taking a vinyasa or going to downward dog, or taking a breather. You can go to table, you can go to child's pose. If you're in downward dog, tune into your breath. Take the focus right back to the breath, how it's behaving. Try and breathe through your nose. If your breath is well away from you, as in very scattered, it's your sign, stepping to the front of the mat, to take a break. Inhale all the way up to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Ground down through your left foot. We're going to take a balance here, tree pose. Lifting the right foot. Find your tree pose. So if you like to put it on the calf, or on the inner thigh, just don't put it on the knee. When you feel steady, reach the hands up to the sky. If you don't feel steady, you can leave them at prayer pose, gazing at a fixed point, Always a good idea in a balance. Finding your balance today. Inhale, release the foot, point the knee forwards, extend the foot away from you as much as it will go. Draw the hands to prayer position and start to sweep this right foot behind you. Flex the ankle, tip forwards with the torso, raise the back foot for warrior 3, but leave the hands at heart position. Soften the left knee, lower to warrior 1. Inhale, add the arms. Stretching up through arrow straight arms. On an exhale, bring the hands to the hips, stepping forwards to the front of the mat. Release the pose. Placing the weight into the right foot. We're going to set ourselves up for our second balance. Lift your left leg up, find tree pose on this side. And it can be very different from side to side. Hands to prayer, and then if you're steady and comfy, lift them up to the sky. Make sure to soften your shoulders so there's nice space between the ears and the tops of the shoulders. Shoulder blades track down the back, lowering. Amazing how steady we can be. Inhale, point the knee forwards and extend the foot away from you. Keep that ankle flexed, nice and strong leg. Exhale, the hands to heart. Slowly transition, lift that leg from the hip. Take it behind you, lower your torso towards the ground. In unison with that back leg, find your warrior 3 balance. And step back for warrior 1. Inhale to reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale to soften the shoulders. Gazing forwards. Exhale the hands to the hips and step forwards to the front of the mat. Release the pose and release any tension. Step sideways across the mat, nice and long, wide-legged stance. Feet are parallel. Roll the shoulders back, keep the hands on the hips, and exhale. Tilt from the hips to come forwards, and perhaps, you've got lots of space, you can get quite low, but take the fingertips to the mat. If you struggle with just fingertips to mat, use a block. Place the block beneath the hands that are beneath the shoulders, so everything lines up, nice and long spine. If you are flexible enough to take the head to the mat, and the hips will release this way, and the hamstrings let your head go towards the mat and point the elbows up to the sky, nice and square, right-angled elbows. Wherever you are in this pose, just listen to your breath. Parking the hands right under the shoulders now. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right hand reaches to the sky for a twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, switch the hands over. Left hand reaches over to the sky on the left. Inhale, come through center. Swap the hands. Right arm reaches up to the sky on the right. Inhale through center. Swap the hands. Left hand reaches up to the sky on the left. Inhale through center. Push into the feet, draw the right foot a little bit closer. Find Skandasana on the right side, bending the right knee. Knee points in the same direction as the toes. If your heel lifts, it's a little bit more tricky to balance, but it's okay. Leave the fingertips on the mat or bring them to prayer pose if you feel comfy to. If your heel is flat on the floor, the right heel, and you feel comfortable to, you can take the right hand around the thigh and the shin. Left hand goes to meet it for a bind at the lower back. Left foot stays pointing up to the sky. Place the hands back on the mat and use them to transition over to the left side. Left knee bends. Find Skandasana on the left side. The right toes point straight up to the sky. Push your heel into the mat, straightening that leg as much as possible. If you are comfortable to take a bind, then do. If you're happy in prayer position with your hands, then stay there. Just finding the stretch through the inner thigh of the right leg. Bring the hands back through center and use them. Frame the front foot and take a vinyasa or go into downward dog. This is up to you. Rolling forwards from downward dog to plank. Exhale, take the hips nice and high. Roll through the back, through to the shoulders to plank. Take the hips nice and high. On the inhale, roll through the spine, gazing at the mat. Stay on the ball of the feet in this plank pose and swivel your plank. So swiveling your feet from left to right, coming onto the sides of the feet. To find a twisted plank, leaving both hands on the mat. Just keep moving from left to right, transitioning smoothly between each posture. Lower the knees to the mat, take the bum back for a child's pose. Release the head, arms can relax, they can come to your sides if it's comfortable to. Release any tension in the body. Inhale, come on up, back into downward dog, stretching back once more. Take the feet a little bit wider to the sides of the mat, walk the hands a little bit closer towards the feet. Inhale, right leg lifts, opening up the hip. Going to really stretch back, take the heel towards the bum, and then find wild thing on this side. It's comfortable for your shoulder, reach it up behind you. If you have a bad shoulder like I do, take the hand to the lower back. Inhale, come back to downward dog. Get the bum nice and high. Left leg sweeps up, fold the knee, foot to bum, and stretch up through the hip. And slowly lower yourself through to wild thing, reaching up, the whole torso shining up to the sky. Come back through to downward dog, stretching back once more. Walk the hands back a little bit, and we're going to twist in our downward dog. Free the right hand and go for your left ankle. If your hands are slippy, you can hold on to the edges of the mat, grip them in a fist. Inhale, come back through typical downward dog. Exhale, left hand lifts and goes for right ankle. Gentle breathing in your twist. Coming back through to downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, lower all the way, taking tummy to the mat. Untuck your toes. Release all the muscles in the back, the shoulders, the arms. Release all the tension. You can rest the forehead or the chin on the mat. Point the toes away and bring the heels together. Hands are by the side of the ribs. Inhale for a low cobra, peeling the chest and the head up. Point the head away from the body, long through the spine and the neck. Peel the shoulder blades towards one another, opening up through the collarbones. Elbows reach towards the heels and toes point away as much as possible. Exhale to lower right cheek or left cheek to the mat if it's comfortable, and release the arms down the side of the body and release all tension. Taking a nice pause between these back bends, Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat and tuck the toes. Bring the hands in front of the shoulders. Inhale, peel yourself up for a high cobra. Imagine there's a nice wheel in the back, so there's no square right angles. Lower yourself to the mat. Put the other cheek down if you had a cheek down. Release the feet and release the arms to the sides. Bending the knees, bring the feet back for bow pose. If you can't reach your feet, you can just hover and intend to reach. Inhale, lift the chest up and lift the knees away from the mat. Use the grip of the hands to pull into them with the feet, stretching the quads, lifting as much as possible. And exhale, lower. Release the pose gently. Let the whole body relax. Take the left hand out and place the palm on the ground. For a scorpion twist, place the right hand into the mat, peel up the side of the body. Right foot goes towards the ground. There's an option here to take right hand to toe, right toe, and extend the foot up to the ceiling. If you would like to take that variation, then do. Otherwise, just stay where you were in the scorpion twist and enjoy your twist. Release the foot if you held it, and transition through to the other side. Extend the right hand away, placing the palm on the ground. Twist. Use the left hand to stabilize the body. See if you can get some space in that front left hip. Option to take the toe on the left foot and extend the foot up to the ceiling. Releasing the foot, coming round. Straight back to center again, placing the hands underneath the chest. Peel the body up for a downward dog. Stretch back as much as you can. Bending the knees, come onto the ball of the foot, and then rolling the heels to the ground. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right wrist to find pigeon. Flex the foot and the ankle of the right leg so that the knee is a little bit more protected. If you get any pain in pigeon in your knee, just come out of it and figure it out a little bit. You can stay on the ball of the back foot to keep the hips more controlled. We aren't coming forwards in this pigeon. This is a very active pigeon. Keeping the fingertips on the mat to stop the hips rolling side to side. Reaching up through the top of the head. Press into the mat and lift the right leg up and back down for downward dog. The left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, left knee towards left wrist. Flex the left ankle. Stay on your fingertips. You can tuck the toes of your right leg to stabilize the leg and the hip. And turning to your breath, how it feels. Are your inhales and exhales even? Enjoying the stretch of the outer thigh, outer hip. Press into the mat, tuck the back toes, lift your left leg up for downward dog. Releasing. Bring the feet forwards and sit. We're going to set it for boat pose. You can hold on to the hamstrings. You don't have to free your hands, but finding your boat pose. And having a little play with it here, bending the knees, and then extending right leg and left leg. Lower right leg, lower left. Extend left, extend right. Lower left, lower right. Reach back as much as you can through a straight back. Lower as if you're going to touch the floor, and then come back up to boat. Release the pose. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. Hands come behind you with fingertips pointing towards the heels. Inhale for reverse table. Stretching up the body towards the sky. Nice shoulder stretch. Take the head back as much as is comfortable. It can also look forwards if it isn't comfortable to take it back. Lower down. Find butterfly pose. If you like to use a block underneath your sit bones, then do. Or you can just take it on the mat. Press the soles of the feet together and hold them with the hands. Roll your shoulders open. Stay tall through the spine. Nice and high in this one. I like to use the block because it just lifts my hips a bit higher so the knees can flop down a bit more. I'm going to do a little twist here. Take the head and turn it to the right and let the shoulders track it just a little bit, but we stay holding on to the feet. So you might feel this twist just in the tummy. Inhale through center, exhale, track the head off to the left, and shoulders will turn a little bit. Inhale through center, release the hands and release the block if you were sat on one. And extend the right leg away from you. The sole of the left foot comes to the inner thigh. Reach the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge from your hips to come forwards as if you're going to go for the foot. You don't have to go for the foot. The intention is, but you don't have to reach the foot to do this stretch. Wherever you are though, keep your back nice and long. Think of a long spine. So if your shoulders feel like they're rounding, you want to open up the chest and the front of the body. So don't let your arms round the shoulders and don't drop the head so that everything's rounding in. Reach through the torso and just come as deep as you can come. You just want to think about stretching our hamstrings. That's all it is. Inhale, release the pose and swap over the sole of the right foot, pressing into the inner thigh of the left leg. Inhale, reach up nice and tall, and exhale, hinge from the hips to come forwards and finding your stretch here in Vinyasa. Let the breath do the stretch for you. And return your focus to your inhales and exhales. Making them as even as possible. Inhale to come on up, release the leg, and come to lie down. Keep the knees bent, the soles of feet are flat on the ground. Feet are going to get set up for we're going to set up for bridge pose. So if you can touch the heels of your feet with your fingertips, that's a good place. Feet are parallel. And then keeping the head nice and straight, press into your feet and inhale to lift the pelvis up towards the sky. Get nice and high. You've got the option to interlace the fingers at the lower back beneath the body. Shoulders will be then opened. Chin is away from your chest. And just breathe gently. Trying to stretch through the front of the body up to the sky. Keep pushing into the feet. Exhale, unleash the hands and slowly lower. Take the soles of the feet together, opening the legs out in a butterfly pose. Right hand on heart, left hand on navel. Listening to the body and feeling the heart beating after such a chest opener. Bring the feet back to their position to start again. Inhale, lift the pelvis away from the ground. Interlace your fingers if it's comfortable to, and you can walk your shoulder blades towards one another to set that up. Get some space between your chin and your chest. If your knees feel like they've widened, try and draw them towards one another. Slowly release your pose with lots of control. And again, take the soles of feet together, open the legs into butterfly, right hand on the heart, left hand on the tummy. Gentle breathing, and listen to the sound of your own breath. Option to take bridge for a third time, or you can set up for wheel pose. Feet stay where they are. Take the hands towards the mat, fingertips pointing towards the heels. Inhale, lift, partially resting on the top of the head to check your alignments. And then lifting a little bit further up into wheel. Straighten the arms as much as possible and straighten the legs as much as possible. When you come down, tuck chin towards chest and gently lowering the arms first so that the top of the back touches to the mat, and then lower the bum to the mat. And then soles of feet together, knees apart, and release the pose. Coming to do a twist here, we're going to take our arms nice and wide to a T position. If you like to cross your knees, cross left over right, press into the right foot, shuffle the hips to the left, and then take the knees over to the right for a supine twist. Gazing over the left hand if it's good for you to do so. You can close your eyes here. Gentle breathing in your twist. And inhale, bring the knees back through center, uncross the legs and cross right over left. Shuffle hips off towards the left before you twist, taking the knees to the ground on the left. Nice gentle breathing, relaxing in your twist. Enjoying your twist. Time to come out. Inhale, bring the legs up through center. Make any final adjustments that you feel your body needs before Savasana, or if you're just ready for Savasana, get yourself settled into Savasana. We're going to take a nice long time here in Savasana. Get yourself comfortable. Let the feet flop away from one another. Get a nice amount of space between your legs and your arms and your body, the torso. Shoulders are nice and open. Blink your eyes closed if they aren't closed already. Finding a still body and a peaceful mind. Gently bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. You might like to roll the head to the left and then the right, just moving slowly, waking up the body and the neck. You want to bend your knees and bring yourself over to your right side, pausing here. Thank yourself for doing such a decent practice, such a long practice. And for listening to your body throughout the whole thing. Use your hands to press into the ground to bring yourself up nice and slow, closing the way I close all my classes, crossing the legs, taking hands. Hands to forehead for warm and loving thoughts, to mouth center for warm and loving communication, and to heart center to share this with all beings everywhere. Namaste. I hope to see you guys at a class soon. I hope you enjoyed this. This class will be running for the next, I think maybe 8 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. But it's the same routine every week, so you can just come and check in and check out a little bit. Get used to the flow, develop the strength, work on your back bends. And if you haven't been to Central Wellness, this is what the room looks like. It's a bit peachy, it's nice. It feels nice and warm in there. We've got lovely heating. There's a mirror. I wave just in case you've forgotten who I am. And then that's it. Lots of lovely clean space. So come on down to a class when you are ready to. One of my classes or one of the others that is run by one of the other very good teachers there. See you soon. Bye.